Keto Queen. I hope you're having a great day. We're in the house and we are making a fast, easy dinner. This is Malibu chicken. Guys, I love Malibu chicken and we don't do it as often as I think we should. It's very tasty and it's different and it's fast, which is what we love. And the first thing we're gonna do is make us a dip. We're gonna use it as a dip, but we're also gonna use some of it to marinate our chicken. So it's Malibu chicken, very few ingredients. Our dip consists of 3 things. We have 1 tablespoon of confection sweetener. So I'm using Swerve confection just like I did the other night on our sweet treat. So Swerve confection is what I'm using. Any kind of confectioner that you want, use it. So a tablespoon of confectioner. We're gonna do a full ½ cup. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and do our Dijon mustard. Not honey Dijon, Grey Poupon is what I love, but just a Dijon mustard. Okay, not honey Dijon, that's very important. Honey Dijon is just sugar. We're using a regular Dijon mustard. I love Grey Poupon because it's delicious. So we're gonna do 3 tablespoons, oh, I can't get it in there. We're gonna do 3 tablespoons of Grey Poupon Dijon mustard. I'm gonna scrape it out like this so I can make sure I get 3 tablespoons. You really don't need tons extra. So I would recommend that you go by this recipe. I kind of created this myself based off another recipe that was out there. Changed it up a little bit, lessened some of the ingredients to make it taste just right for us. There are other Malibu chickens out there. You may find one you enjoy more, but we really like this. So we're doing 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard with 1 tablespoon of confection sweetener. I'm using Swerve. And then we're gonna do a ½ cup of mayonnaise. You guys know I love Better Body Foods avocado mayo. You can use any kind of mayo you guys love. It doesn't have to be my kind. We just love this, so we're definitely gonna use it. All right, I hate to put that in there. Let me just go ahead and get me another spoon. Try not to dirty everything. All right, so we're gonna do a ½ cup of mayo. Now you can do less if you want. If you make it less, you wanna make sure that you lessen the others too. But a ½ cup of mayonnaise, 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, and a tablespoon of confection sweetener that's keto friendly. So like a Swerve confectioner or whatever brand out there you like. Okay, so I got a ½ cup mayonnaise. And we're just gonna mix this together. This is making our dip that we're gonna use later for the finished product. But we're also gonna create a marinade. So right now we have asparagus in the oven. And that asparagus is just really getting good and soft right now. I've got my asparagus on 350 and we just drizzled it heavily with avocado oil and seasoned with salt and pepper. That's all we did. We're roasting it on 350 until it's tender to the way you like it. We like ours a little crispy on the ends. That's how we like our asparagus. We love asparagus. But you'll see you just mix those 3 things and you make a really great Malibu chicken dip. We use this for chicken tenders too. It's really good. All right, so now we're gonna take the spoon, the clean spoon. Try not to make a mess here. The honey Dijon spoon, or not honey Dijon, I'm sorry, the Dijon spoon I had. And we're gonna spoon some of this without re-dipping. We don't wanna touch the chicken and put it back in our bowl because this is a dip. But we're gonna take some of this and we're gonna spread it over our chicken. Now you guys use as much as you want. We're not gonna marinate it for 30 minutes or anything. We're just gonna create a dipping adhesive. That's what I'm calling it, a dipping adhesive, that's what I'm gonna call it. And I'm just gonna keep a little bit of the dip for me and Ricky to use. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing here. So this is my chicken. I just smeared it with the Dijon, with the mix. So we're just gonna take this and smear it over the chicken on both sides. I don't know why I did that without mixing other stuff first. I shouldn't have. I'm gonna wash my hands. All right, and we're just gonna spread this over both sides of the chicken. And wash our hands. We wanna make sure that dip is used as a marinade. Now, if you wanted to set this for 15, 20, 30 minutes, you can. It's not necessary. And you don't have to go overboard. We're actually gonna take all a lot of excess. We'll take the primary excess off. But we just want our crust that we're fixing to make to stick to the chicken, and this is a great tasty way to do that. So let me wash my hands real quick, and then we're gonna make the crust that we're gonna dip the chicken into. Let me wash my hands. Excuse me. it went down the wrong pipe. How is that possible? I don't know. But I did. I just breathed air and it went down the wrong side. Oh my goodness. So guys, I hope you've had a great day. I didn't even welcome you to the page tonight. I just jumped right in it. I'm hungry, I'm tired, and I have to start packing for my next trip. So I've got a lot to do in the house tonight. I do want to apologize to those of you I have not responded to yet. I do have a few messages in my inbox. As soon as I finish dinner tonight, I'm going to do that first before I start packing. So I will be back to you today. Generally, I will respond to all questions and comments within 24 hours. So I just want you to know, if you're just joining my page, if you need me, send me a personal message to this page or comment in the post, and I will be back to you within 24 hours. Goodness. I mean, it just went right down the wrong pipe in this air. Okay, so we've got our Malibu chicken with our dipping sauce marinating. So we have a mix that we're gonna create now as our crust. So we're gonna start it off with grated Parmesan cheese. Just in the little canister, some grated Parmesan cheese. And we're gonna season it. Now I'm using about a cup of this Parmesan. If you need to make more mix, you can. I hate wasting, so I usually do a little bit at a time and then make more if I need to. We're gonna use just a couple of ingredients. So we've got onion powder, and with a cup of grated Parmesan, we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of onion powder. All right, we're going to do 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. So 1 onion, 2 garlic powders, 1, 2. And we're gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and an 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. You can do more if you want. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Try and get it out. There it goes. Whoop. A little more. And an 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. I don't have an 1/8. Oh yeah, there's a little 1/8. Probably does a little bitty. I might just go ahead and do a 1/4. I like a little pepper. All right. Okay. And this is our crust mix. So we're going to take this Parmesan cheese and get our hands dirty again. We're going to mix this up really well. You don't need to over season this crust mix because of the Dijon dip we just made. We're also going to be adding, after we air fry these for about 10 minutes, we're going to add a piece of ham and a piece of Swiss cheese to melt on top of the chicken to finish out the recipe. So you don't have to over season this crust mix. So what I did was use about a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. We did 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and about an 1/8 teaspoon of pepper and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and that's it, okay? We had the crust, that's the crust mix. This is the marinade. The marinade, that looks pitiful, don't it? The marinade, oh, I gotta have my air fryer ready. The marinade itself was a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. That looks good, I'll show you that in a second. A 1/2 cup of mayonnaise with, I think I did 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. And we did a tablespoon of confectioner swerve, so a sweetener. So we just made a dip, and with that dip, we created this this marinade that we're adhering the crust to. So you'll see it's very thinly crusted. It's a pitiful looking chicken. I'm using thin breast chicken, and I actually buy it at my local grocery store at Walmart. It's actually chicken that's cut thin, so it's called thin sliced chicken. So it does not take long to cook. As you can see, it's pretty thin. So we're just going to pick this up. We're going to knock off complete excess. You don't need tons of it. And then we're going to put it in the crust mix. It's going to stick to the chicken. And we're going to cook it. I'm air frying mine. We're going to air fry it on 350 for about 10 minutes. In about 10 minutes, this chicken is so thin that it's going to be just about done. If you need to check its temperature, and you can cook it longer, okay? After that 10-minute mark, or 15, depending on the thickness of your chicken, we're going to add a thin piece of ham, and we're going to add a piece of Swiss cheese. And that is going to conclude the making of our Malibu chicken. So I'm trying to fit this one piece in there. It's pretty big. Let me scoot this over some. I'll show you what I've got in the air fryer. I'm trying, guys, to only cook for 2 people. So I bought 1 package of the thin chicken, and it's only 3 pieces. So which is perfect, because Ricky can have 2 and I can have 1, and I'll be fine. but I had a piece of pork chop in my refrigerator. So we're leaving town again later this week, and I don't want that pork chop to waste. So I went ahead and made me an air fry pork chop to go with this. So very weird that I'm doing 2 meats, but I am. And look how pretty this chicken is. I mean, it looks so good. All right, so we're gonna put this one in the air fryer, and I'm gonna show you this pork chop we've got in there. I can't fit it, it's so big. I can't believe this. I normally can always fit all of my meat in here, but this is a big pork chop. Okay, I'm making it work. Let me wash my hands, I'll be right back. Alright, so let me show you my air fryer so you can kind of see what's going on over here. I've got my air fryer set to 350, and we've got our chicken marinated and coated in our crust mix. And this is my pork chop I'm cooking. Doesn't that look fantastic? So I started it already so it'd be finished because it's thick. That chicken, I'm going to turn this back on. I've got mine on 350 in the air fry setting. It's filthy, I know. Don't judge me. And we're going to turn this on for 10 minutes. Now at 10 minutes, that thin chicken should be finished. And what I'm going to do is add a thin piece of ham. So I just have a piece of Virginia ham, off the bone ham. There's no curing to it. There's no sugar on it. And then we're going to put a piece of Swiss cheese. So I'll do a Swiss cheese, ham. And guys, you just let that melt and your chicken is done. We have our dipping sauce that we can dip it with if we want to. You might not even need that extra seasoning, but the dipping sauce is very, very good. So I'm going to go over this recipe again for you guys in just a second. But just keep in mind when we finish this video, all of this is going to be in the post. So all of my recipes are in the post, not the comments. And I will clean this up in just a second. I didn't get to talk to you guys last night, so let me see if you have any questions for me today. And then I do have to clean this kitchen up because I do have questions or comments I need to respond to from last night and today. And I definitely need to start packing again. So we like semi-unpacked from the beach because when you were packing again for this week, so my house is a mess. All right, let's see. How are you guys doing? If this Malibu chicken sounds good, make sure you share this video. Give me some hearts if you've tried it before and you love it. I'm excited to have it. Oh my goodness, Karen did the keto reboot last week. How did you do? How'd you do, Karen? I hope you did so well. I hope you feel really good. Diane made the feta burgers tonight and she's giving me a out of the mouth tongue emoji. So I'm assuming that means it was delicious. We really enjoyed it. Oh, Debbie is out of Facebook jail, Ricky from Canada. She's out of Facebook jail, so I know she's here to see my videos. Thank you, Debbie, for joining me. I have been missing you, believe it or not. Let's see, Karen says she's ready to start her weight loss journey. I would like to purchase a beginner trial pack. Yes, ma'am, I will get you some information, Karen. Just let me finish up this video and get my dinner eaten, and then I'm gonna come out to all of the comments and make sure I respond. So I'm excited for you to get started. And guys, if anyone is new to keto and you want getting started tips, put getting started in the comments and I will send you some simple tips. This is my 4th year keto and I feel amazing. Sometimes we eat low carb, but primarily we eat keto and we feel amazing. So let me block this person. Guys, remember when people join the page and they are trying to create attention, we ignore them. Just like children, you ignore them and they go away, or I block them. But we do not give them energy. No energy to negative people. Mary, how are you doing? Mary, I actually have not seen any comments today yet because I was so crazy at work. So I'm going to be getting caught up with the page tonight after dinner, and I will make sure that I respond to your request. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Oh, honey, that is my little scratch pad, Kathy. I have a scratch pad because I can't remember everything. And if I try to remember the amount of seasonings, I screw it all up. So I have a little scratch pad I always keep. But yes, I definitely still have plans for that cookbook, y'all. It is harder than I thought it was going to be. There's a lot that goes into it. Can you advise on drinking electrolytes for the keto diet? How many ounces and how often should you drink them in a day? Georgia, are you talking about the electrolytes I use, the Mitoplex? Follow up with that. I don't know what kind of electrolyte you're talking about. If you are talking about ours, the one I drink and sell is called Mitoplex. And if you have the unflavored one, I personally like to mix that with my ketones in my ketone drink. If you have the flavored packets, which are excellent, then you can mix them with as much water as you like. So, 8 to 24 ounces or more. It's your flavored water. But those electrolytes should be used once or twice a day. I personally use them once a day. There's 30 in every box of those. Hey, Carol. The cheese, etc. with a lot of sodium. Carol, I personally love cheese. So you'll see on my page, I do have a lot of cheese, but you don't have to use it. This Parmesan cheese is so little. I mean, you see how thin that crust is on your actual chicken or pork or whatever you're using it for. So, I mean, that is not the end of the world for sure, because it is a very small amount that actually sticks to the meat. It just creates that beautiful crust in your air fryer. But my recipes, the ones that do call for so much cheese, you can keep the cheese out or you can use very little depending on the recipe. So like last night, we didn't have any, well, last night we made feta cheeseburgers, didn't we? So we had some feta, but it was just a little bit of feta and 2 pounds of ground beef. But Carol, yeah, you don't have to use cheese on keto. It's just that we love it. We love cheese. We love all kinds of cheese. Watching from the tropical Cairns, Queensland, Australia. Oh my goodness, that's amazing, Sue. That's so awesome that someone from Australia is watching my page. I hope you can understand my southern accent. I'm just kidding. So many people say that. Oh, Diane is making Keto Dad's meatballs. Yum. You guys know I love the Keto Dad. He's a friend of mine. Hey, Vicky. I'm leaving for Mexico on Friday. Me and Ricky are both heading out on Friday morning, and we're going to have an awesome time. It's going to be an awesome adventure vacation and work trip. So we're going to be doing a little bit of everything. Let's see. I see some getting started requests, and guys, I will be reaching out to every one of you with getting started tips. You just keep me posted. Brenda wants a copy of my scratch pad. Let me just show you my scratch pad, Brenda. You or no one else will be able to read my writing. And a lot of times I have to rewrite it for myself later because I can barely, like, this is my chicken scratch. Like, you cannot even read it. And I have like shorthand notes from, like, look at this. This is beautiful. It says Alfredo. Let me turn this around so you can see. Now, I'm making fun of myself. This is how bad my writing is. And there's food all over it. Alfredo sprouts. Bacon to the side. This is just scratch notes for myself. So I have the most horrible handwriting, Brenda, so you will not want a copy of that. Terry, some recipes I make up myself. Some I do grab online and I post those links if it's something that I'm using straight from a book or straight from someone else's page. If it's something that I created or changed to make it the way I want it, then you'll see it typed out in the comment or in the post. This is one of those that I found online, but I changed up some ingredients to make it the way I wanted it. And we loved it. So we've continued using this same recipe. But you can find a lot of things if you Google or if you go to Pinterest and search for anything keto. I mean, there's so much stuff out there. I love to cook easy, simple things. So a lot of times you'll pull up recipes and you'll see like a list of ingredients. And I'm like, what in the world do you need all of those things for? This would be good if it just has these. You know, so I test things, and if I like it, then we cook it again and I share it with you guys. So every once in a while, we'll just make up something from scratch, or we'll create something from another recipe that we wanted to make easier. I do not like to make things difficult. Ooh. Janet made air-fried cod with a lemon, dill, and roasted Brussels sprouts. Oh my Lord, that sounds amazing, Janet. I love fish. I rarely cook it at home because for whatever reason, no matter where I buy it, it stinks up my house. So I rarely cook fish at home, even though I absolutely love it. I feel like it is a complete treat for me to have fish or seafood outside the house at a restaurant. So that's why I love to go to the beach and I love to go to the Gulf, because I love, love, love seafood, but I rarely cook it. Yes, I definitely agree, Georgia. You need to have an electrolyte if you are experiencing any kind of muscle cramps, because that is a typical sign of the keto flu. So if you get an electrolyte, this is the recommendation I always give. Make sure you're asking or searching for a clean, simple electrolyte. A lot of people will buy sugary sports drinks or sugary drinks that have electrolytes in it, and that's really not you really are not getting the electrolytes you need out of those. Plus, you're adding sugar to your body. You really just need a simple, clean electrolyte. I love ours because it's an upgraded electrolyte, but you do not have to use ours. Just make sure you are searching or asking for a simple, clean electrolyte. For example, if you went to GNC or the vitamin shop, I would seriously walk in and say, hey, I'm looking for a simple, clean electrolyte. No sugar, no sports drink, and they'll help you find something that'll be great for you. Do you have any insurance on keto, on Mexican keto? It was supposed to have been delivered on July 20th, but everyone is blaming everyone. Oh my goodness, Terry. Is it a trial pack that I sent you or something the company shipped out? Send me a personal message, Terry. I'll make sure you've got my cell phone so I can log in and help you with that. Our customer service is awesome though, so I don't know what's going on, and I definitely want to help you, Terry. That is my job as your girl. So make sure you reach out to me personally so I can help you with that. Michelle, thank you. We truly do believe it's awesome. We have a clinic that we work together at. It's an occupational health clinic. So yeah, the whole family works there and we absolutely love it. I'm just scrolling through, guys, to see what kind of questions you have. Brenda says grape nat. No, the grape nat is not available, Brenda. I'm sorry. I know everyone loves the grape, but it's not available today. It's a special seasonal flavor. Jeannie says she loves all the recipes that she's cooked, and she loves getting compliments from the dishes. That's awesome. I love it. Jeannie has lost 35 pounds, guys. Let's give her some hearts. That's awesome. Helen, pretty much any kind of seafood is keto as long as it's not breaded seafood, as long as it's not like a breaded fish or a breaded crab. I mean, you can pretty much eat any seafood. Salmon is a great fish because it's a fattier fish, but I love any kind of white fish. I love fish. I love shrimp. I love crab. Like, you can pretty much get, you can't have fried mussels. You can't have fried, what do you call them? Off the shell. I can't even think. We just had some. Oysters. You can't have fried stuff. So no fried shrimp, but anything else would be keto. Yeah. I do see other recipes, but with you showing it, make it easy. Love your final pic. Thank you, Terry. We always post our final pictures on the page after we've plated it and ate it, because most of the times when I'm doing these live videos, the food is not finished for me to show you. Sometimes it is, but not very often, because it usually takes a good 10-15 minutes, and we're not just going to sit here twiddling our thumbs waiting on the food to cook. So what we do, instead of making videos and cutting it up and piecing it together, I like live videos. So I'm talking to you guys today in this moment about issues you're having right now, like Terry and her issue with her shipping, and Brenda's question about electrolytes, because that's her question today. I love live videos. Sometimes I can't sit here because I've got too many things going on to answer questions as we go, like I am now. I'm down to the very last comment. But I always post the plated meals on my page after dinner. And if it's a brand new meal that I've never cooked, I always offer suggestions on whether I liked it and if I would cook it the exact same or if I'd do it different next time. I always like to give those recommendations if you're following a new recipe for the first time, like the feta cheeseburgers last night were really good, but I personally had to add a little salt. That wasn't nothing I recommended for you. You're supposed to salt and pepper it to taste. And then I always come back to answer questions. So even if I didn't answer your question right now in this live video, I do come back within 24 hours to answer any questions I didn't answer live. So that's kind of how I love to run my page. I like to talk to you in real time about real-time issues and real-time questions. All right, so the chicken is looking fantastic. Oh, it looks so good, and that pork chop is looking good too. So let me show you what it looks like right now. And I'm trying to decide if I want to cook this chicken for a few more minutes and then put the ham on there, because I like to see it a little crustier. So a little browner, it just tells me it's cooked a little better. These ends right here are thicker. That one's a little thicker too. So I'm going to cook it for a couple more minutes before I put the ham and Swiss cheese on. But this is looking fantastic. That's a thick pork chop, and you can see that it's cooking up in the center. You can see that there's a little pink in that juice, so I'm not confident that that's done. And instead of getting a thermometer, I'm just going to keep on cooking it. Now, if you have a little thermometer, you can use your little kitchen meat thermometer and know exactly what temperature this is on, but I like to eyeball it. I've been doing this long enough. I can eyeball it and decide if I need to cook it longer. So while I'm up, let's check the asparagus. Oh my goodness, it looks good. Asparagus is super simple, guys. All I do is put it on a baking sheet, heavily drizzle with avocado oil or olive oil, and then salt and pepper. That's it. And we are just roasting it on 350. It's going to be delicious. And I like mine to be a little crunchy on the tip ends. So this is looking fabulous. You can always just put a fork in it to see if it's soft, and when it gets that consistency that you love, you're done. So, all right, guys, I got to the bottom of the comments. I hope you have a fabulous night. If I can help you in any way personally, just make sure you send me a message. Who in the world? Okay. I'm just checking to see if this other person made another comment that sounds weird, because I always block the people that are oddballs. When I say oddballs, I'm talking about the weird men who make inappropriate comments. I'm just looking to see if this is just a weirdo comment. All right, so guys, I'm excited to get off here and get the kitchen cleaned up and get my dinner ready. Ricky's in there just patiently waiting on me to finish so he can turn the TV up, which is super, super sweet. I'm going to jump off here, and if I can help you, just send me a message, and I will talk to all of you guys later. Bye. Terry, do not forget to send me a message. You need my cell phone so I can help you figure out what's ever going on, but you need to send me a message, because I definitely want to make sure you're happy as a customer and a friend of mine. All right? Okay, guys, talk to you later. Bye.